Hello everyone and welcome to a video. Let's get into it. Now I'm going to show off all the items that I possibly can gather. So from this event, of course. So let's get into it. First things first, let's pull out all of the exotics. Here is all 5 of the new exotics. I will go buy them one by one. Go buy them. That's great. So this furnace is somewhat unique. Basically, it takes a base multiplier of 20 times, and for every single weapon you have in your inventory, it decides, alright, I'm going to be a little bit better. So, for example, it would be... why is it 200 times? Is it because of all the other crap I already have? It could be that. I have backup stuff in my inventory. Well, basically, I just read the wiki, and that's what it said, but I'm already getting the cap. So, yeah, the cap's 200 times, by the way. But quite a unique exotic, to be honest. And if you're just starting out, you get this simply for beating the trial of John Doe, which takes all of like 3 minutes. So basically, what I'm saying is, this is kind of overpowered for a first life. But most people who were anticipating this event probably were not first life, but it's just something to mention. So here we have a cell furnace, which by default makes it bad, but let's proceed anyway. You take your mine, and it's about a base multiplier of about 10 billion, and for each event clover you have, you get a additional multiplier. So this is about 1.8 trillion at the moment. It shows the number right there. I mean, who's really going to use this, though, over the Anguish, for example? You're just going to use it to flex because it's a nice-looking hat. But other than that, it's not going to give you much more money. So, just withdraw that item and forget it exists. Speaking of existing, this just did, and no longer is. Alright, this color looks pretty depressing at night. One second, I gotta get some green in here. Fixed. Golden clover refiner. So we got an ordinary, you would say at first, upgrader. Am I right? However, this thing, like all other upgraders added recently to make themselves feel special, they have something called potential. This thing sucks at first until you do something with it. Take the golden horseshoe and the pot of gold innator, and then proceed. I should show, like, the before it goes through the upgrader. Or is worth $24. So in theory, it should be 120, if my math serves me well. That ain't 120. The multiplier increased. Now, we can furthermore increase this with the clover blaster. 96 right now. And after all of the combinations, it's 1.6 thousand. So this is about a 17 times upgrader from 5 with all of the upgraders before it. Which isn't bad, but you have to use a lot of slow moving upgraders in order to get it to that point. If you're a life 1, this is an absolute broken, like, upgrade arrangement. So it's understandable why it's not, you know, that outrageously amazing special. There's a lot of the color green, though, and yellow. It's not a bad looking thing. Now, what about these upgraders by themselves? The golden horseshoe by itself is a 3 times upgrader. The pot of goldinator serves a little bit better, giving 4 times, so whichever one I guess you want to use. If you want to use both to power up the main exotic, which is the golden clover refiner, then go ahead, because these are basically buffer items for it. I guess I'll just show the golden clover blaster again, because as it's technically included in this update, it's not a new item. So if you've not seen this item before, I'm pretty sure I've covered it in the past. It's just a simple, almost harmless blaster that is considerably better than its counterpart. Now I have effects off, by the way, which is why it's not showing it here. 1 second. There we go. Now we got some vibes going. Should have had it on in the first place. Now they look a lot better. And even though it does burn the ore, it does take longer. So just keep that in mind. You can use this for quite a bit before you have to have your ore get G'd. Now time for the Reborn items. Alright, now I'm just going to say straight up, I do not have the Grand Banana yet. The gear item. Because I have not gotten that lucky within the 2,000 Reborns I've done since this update. I'm sorry. But once I get it, I'll be sure to show it off. Cooling chamber. Legitimately an awesome looking Reborn item. I mean, the spinning fans are fantastic. I expected it to kill me the first time I tried that, but it didn't. But it's still good. Now, the interesting part about this upgrader, it's a kind of a rare Reborn. Rarity 8, which I consider to be not the most common. And it looks pretty awesome. You need to be life 100 to get it. And this is its base multiplier. Once I find my furnace, where'd I put it? Base multiplier of 7 times. And this thing can overheat, by the way, which makes it slightly less good. It is now overheated, so now it's only a measly 5 times. So let me show an example. Let me replace this. When you take a flaming ore to it, it makes it a higher multiplier. It's 11 times instead of 7 times. But this thing overheats quicker. Putting frozen ores through this makes it not overheat as fast. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. It's 7 times, by the way, with a overheated fire ore. I do not have the evolution of this yet, but it's basically a cooler looking, stronger version of what you're currently looking at. And this thing's pretty good, to be honest, for it being a non-evolution. Also, something unique about this is that the first half of the conveyor is slow, while the second half of the conveyor is fast. Conveyor. But yeah, honestly, it is probably the top 10 for just best looking Reborns. Look at it. Look at the spinny. Fidget spinny. Luckily, I was able to get the Sword God Shrine evolution, though, because I had 405 of them on the ready. Alright, so now we have Lord of insert medieval edgelord name here. And basically, it's dual dark hearts, and they do a ton of damage. Let me take some of my friends and use them as an example. They do that. Now, if you press Q, you can do that. Which is a super tornado of death. And it has a little bit of a cooldown, but other than that, yeah. These things are quite powerful, if you can't tell. They serve well. The statue itself looks aight. Now here's the big boy. The Colosseum Catharsis. The description shows edge, but the item itself shows big. I like that. Alright, I'm hearing a lot of Happy Mass salesman noises. Please, settle down. Alright, good. So, I don't know why people rag on this furnace too much, because it's actually pretty good. For example, most super high life setups are not going to be using any more than 20 ores if they want to drive their patience, I suppose. So, it's about 42,000 times, I believe, for a base multiplier, and the more ores that are just chilling on your base at the time determines the amount that it subtracts from the base multiplier, which you're going to need a ton of ores for this multiplier to be sucky. So I know how I can instantly get that up, so let's just take a Wubbium mine and we win. Might have gone a little far. I lost an ore. Alright, lose a couple ores. Alright, so the lowest multiplier is 340, or 170. So let me just kill all of these ores. And it's back up to swollenness. So, unique, I would say. Furnace itself looks pretty nice. That angel statue looking beautiful. Can I kill it? No, I cannot. Okay. So there is that. The Colosseum Catharsis. I'll be sure to get the evolution of the cooling chamber and the Donkey Kong gear as soon as I can. But for now, that is all I am willing to show. So thank you so much for watching this update showcase event thing. Reincarnation update, April 4th or April 5th, something like that. I'm fully aware and I am excited. You know already that that is going to be something amazing. Probably the biggest Miners Haven update in history. So I will see you with that Miners Haven goodness then. But as for now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Alright.